What is up? Most women just really struggle with belief in themselves. I help them kick ass and find their fire so they no longer have to feel defeated and can make the decisions they need to make to move them closer to their goals instead of sleepwalking through their day. I know you've been there. I've been there too. And as a matter of fact, I still get my ass kicked by my coach. And I had a great session with one of my coaches yesterday. I had another phenomenal session today with my business coach, and we talked about standards. And I wanted to have this conversation with you. It's really, really important that we look at your standards and how that affects your decisions, how that affects how people treat you. Now, here's the deal. We all have standards, right? You have standards, I have standards. Maybe they're unspoken. Maybe you don't even know that you have standards. It's just kind of where you draw the line in the sand and you say, this is what I'm willing to accept. This is what I'm willing to do. And you know what? This is what I'm not willing to accept or do. We all have them. So I want you to just take a moment and let me know. And it's really to let yourself know, do you have standards that you're aware of? Yes or no? It's really that simple. And I'm going to be totally honest and transparent. I'm always that way. You can expect nothing less of me. Over the last couple of weeks, I've been feeling a certain kind of way, right? Nothing bad. I'm still showing up. I'm still doing my work. I'm being consistent. I'm doing the things I need to do to move my business forward. But it was kind of without that pizzazz that you can expect from me. And I didn't like it. So I brought that to my coach and we found out that I'm like, oh my gosh, I've really felt kind of uninspired. And I realized that my standards were not being met for myself. So I want to talk to you about your standards. First and foremost, standards are for you, not for the other people. So if it's your family, if it's your clients, if it's your business partners, if it's whatever, right? If you're online these days, you're probably building an online business of some kind. So my question is, right? Ready for this? Are you aware of your standards? So I know I want standards, but truth be told, I was allowing like my strategy sessions, my free discovery calls to happen all kinds of hours, all over the weekend, at night. And I start at 8 a.m. I start with my clients at 8:30 in the morning. So when I'm working 10, 12 hours a day, and I know that you're going to feel exhausted. How do you feel after a long day? Tired, run down, irritable, right? Not fueled, not on top of the world, not ready to kick ass, right? All of those things. And I realized, this is the importance of having a coach, by the way, because we can't see our own blind spots. It's easy for me as a coach, especially, to help guide my peers and my clients along the way and help them, but we can't see our own blind spots. And that might be why you're here with me right now. That might be why you have a coach. That might be half of the reasons why you do the things that you do. So when you set standards, this is what I want you to understand. The standards are really for yourself, not for other people. So in my situation, I had to go into my calendar and change my discovery call availability to meet Monday through Friday during certain hours. I was setting a standard that even though I didn't want to work 7 days a week, even though I didn't want to be exhausted, run down, irritable, I was letting people step over those standards that I set for myself. Making sense? I want you to think about your standards and put this into place for you, because this is what's going to help keep you sane, This is what is going to help you make decisions easier. What you should know is that when you say yes to something, you're saying no to 4 other things. Is one of those 4 things or many of those 4 things costing you money, right? There's a lot to think about here today. So I had to make a decision, and these are my standards. These are what I'm willing to do. It's not to tell someone else, hey, this is what I expect of you. No, I'm sorry. You are your own person, right? Your family are their own people, whether we like it or not. Your clients, your business partners, yes, even your customers, they are their own people. But are you creating an environment that you're happy to be a part of, or that you're letting your standards slip to meet other people's expectations? I did that for a little bit. It's not fun. You know, I know that there's a people-pleasing piece of us that we want to make other people happy. We don't want to be the person that says no. But at some point, you have to establish standards for yourself and realize, look at, this is for me, not to punish anybody, not to penalize anybody, but this is what the expectations are moving forward so that you can manage your calendar, your time, your action steps, right? So I'll give you another example. I have had a lot of people want to do a Facebook Live swap with me. That means I will have them, on a Facebook Live in front of my audience, and in return, they'll have me on a Facebook Live to their audience. So you're getting exposure to different audiences. One thing that's happened almost 100% of the time is that the individual will message me and go, great, here's my calendar link, right? Book me for 30 minutes or however long, and we'll talk about the live. And I'm thinking, okay, here's my standard for myself. I can't say yes to that because that means I'm saying no to 4 other things. And it's not that the time isn't valuable with you as a person. It doesn't serve me. It doesn't serve my business. It doesn't serve my goals. It means that I could have more time with a client. It means that I could be doing a Facebook Live to generate leads. It means that I could be, right? You see what I'm saying? So when you deviate from something, what are you missing out on? So when you set those standards, all of today's decisions have already been made for you. There's no emotion involved. There's no anything involved. It's, look at, this is what it is, yes or no. These are my standards. This is what I go by. This is how I make my decisions. If you want to do a Facebook Live swap with me, I don't do that 30-minute nice to meet you, greet you, coffee chat. I am like, look at what's our topic, what's our date, what's our time, who's going first. We'll hop on the live and we have a pure organic conversation and serve our audiences. Thank you. I don't have 50 hours a week to sit down and do coffee chat with you to warm up and discuss what we're going to talk about. Is this hitting home with you? So I just thought, oh my gosh, I'm doing this to myself. More than likely, you probably have some standards that you've either not set, that you have pushed or swept under the rug, pushed aside for someone else to make someone else happy. And when we get in the moment, then we're like squirrel, right? We're chaotic because we're inundated with work. We're overworked, period. We don't know if our activities are spent on the right things, and there's too much emotion involved. There's too much emotion involved, and that's the people pleaser in us. So I want you to really stop and think for a moment, do I have standards? And if so, what are they? Set the groundwork so that you have those standards clearly defined. And when the time comes for whatever your thing is, you've heard mine, right? Total honesty. You're able to sit and make the decision based on the standards that you've set for yourself, financial independence. It's time for you to stop making the move that other people want you to make, and you're missing out on those things. I hope this makes sense for you because it's all up here in my head today. And I'm like, this is what I want to talk about. Now, I did change my calendar. I don't truly even know what it looks like anymore, not going to lie. I know my calls are Monday through Friday. That's all I know. I'm setting standards for me. And it's not to punish you. It's not to penalize you. It's not for any of that. But if I don't set standards for myself, I'm going to go insane too. I don't want that for me. I don't want that for you. So if you are like me and you're like, you know what? I need someone to help me see my blind spots. I'm ready to level up in life. I'm ready for time freedom. I'm ready to make the money that I deserve. I'm ready to whatever. You finish the sentence. It's your life. Finish that sentence. But what I want you to do is I want you, if you haven't already, you need to book your discovery call. It's a complimentary breakthrough call with me. It's 30 minutes. You and I will get on the phone, see where your biggest challenge, where's your roadblock. We will eradicate that together. We will create something very, very powerful together. I can assure you of that. I have multiple clients who have come to me, and let me just tell you, one in particular, I hate that she's at the end of her contract, but I'm not going to say her name. She decided to launch an online business, and it's a new business for her. She's been in for a while, and just in the last month, 4 weeks, I think it was, she has had more sales than the last 10 years combined. Did you hear what I said? I have another woman who decided to launch her business right at the beginning of this pandemic. And what happened for her was she replaced a full-time income. She triple rank advanced. She earned a cruise to the Bahamas, and she's working from home with 7 kids. They just left this morning for Disney. How awesome is that? When I tell you there's value in coaching, there is value in establishing your standards, I'm not fucking around. Get on my calendar, get your call scheduled. Let's launch your life. You deserve it. All right? I'll see you on my calendar. I cannot wait to talk to you. And until then, I'll be hanging out inside of my group, Creating Confidence. See you later.